Hello students, I am biology lecturer. Today I am taking an online class on biology subject. In that we are studied today first unit, that is reproduction. Reproduction, this will be studied in first year in Living World chapter. In that we studied living organisms, their properties. In that reproduction is one of them. Reproduction, it is the process in which an organism producing young ones similar to itself. That young ones is also we can consider as an offspring. These offsprings are similar to their parents. That is called as the reproduction. In this unit, in your second PUC science, we are studying 4 chapters. First one, reproduction in organisms. Second one, sexual reproduction in flowering plants. Third one, human reproduction. And fourth chapter is reproductive health. Reproduction in organisms, in the chapter we are studied the different organisms, how they can reproduce. In second chapter we are studying in flowering plants sexual reproduction. In third chapter we are discussing the reproduction in human beings. Then after the studying complete reproduction, how they are process is going on in living organisms, we are studying the reproductive related health aspects in fourth chapter. Today we are studying the first chapter, that is reproduction in organisms. Now in this chapter, first you know that the reproduction is a process in which the organism producing young ones similar to their parents one. Now the living organisms live their life for certain periods. They start their life from birth and ends their life death. After the death, the living organism will die. Then the period from birth to death, the organism live their life, but the death occurs in several ways. but we are considering here the death in naturally. So the period from birth to natural death is called as lifespan. It is the period from birth to natural death is called as lifespan. This lifespan, in that the living organisms can carry out several stages. They are juvenile phase or juvenile stage. Second one, reproductive stage. Third one, senescence stage. In that, these three stages we are discussing in detail in sexual reproduction. And in this chapter, we are going through with this stage only, that is reproductive stage. Now, the lifespan of living organisms is different in different organisms. The shortest living organism is mayfly. It can live about 24 hours. In this 24 hours, they can carry out all these stages. In this 24 hours, or it is one day. For that reasons, this mayfly is also called as one day insect. Let us consider some of the examples of longest living organisms. The longest living organisms such as tortoises, they can live their life about 300 to 400 years. Such as another example is parrots. They can live for 140 to 150 years. These are some of the animal examples. Then when we consider about plant examples, the plants can live for thousands of years, such as, now we consider some longest living plants. Such as banyan tree, it can do, their lifespan ranges from more than 400 years. Eucalyptus plant is there. The peepal tree, they can live for more than 400 years. Done. Let us consider some of the types of reproduction. The reproduction is classified based on the number of participants in this process. That is types of reproduction. First one, that is based on the number of participants in this process. First one, asexual reproduction. Second one, sexual reproduction. Let us study one by one the asexual reproduction as well as sexual reproduction in detail. Thus, asexual reproduction is the type of reproduction in which the organisms involved the single parent. That is single parent involvement for reproduction. That is asexual reproduction it is the process in which single parent is involved to form a new organisms. It is the process in which new organisms produce from single parent. Now, this sexual reproduction takes place in some of the animals such as unicellular organisms, certain small plants and animals. The asexual reproduction takes place by using a single parent. By involvement of single parent, they are producing by not involving of gametes. Means gametes are not involved. Gametes are not involved. Means two different cells are not fused to form the new organisms. That's why the organisms which are producing by asexually, they are identical to their parents. They are the identical individuals are produced. It means that the organisms are produced by asexually, they are morphologically as well as genetically identical to their parents. The offsprings are morphologically and genetically identical to their parents. Such organisms are called clones. They are called as clones because they are identical to their parents, because of the gametes are not involved. Now we consider some of the examples of asexual reproducing organisms, such as unicellular organisms are protists, monerans, amoeba. These are some of the examples of asexual reproduction. That is amoeba, protist, etc. Now, asexual reproduction occurs in several ways. Let us consider some of the types of asexual reproduction. The asexually reproducing organisms, they have different types in which way they are, how they are producing their young ones. On that basis, asexually reproducing organisms reproduce in different way. Now, the types of asexual reproduction. In the asexual reproduction types, first one is the fission. Now, fission, it is the process of producing the new organisms by dividing their parents. That is by cell division. That is, in this, the parents are divided. That is by cell division. And producing two or more offsprings. That is called as fission. Now, this fission is divided into several types. First one, the binary fission. The name itself indicates binary means two. Fission means two fissions, means two parts or two individuals are formed after the sexual reproduction. So binary fission is the type of fission in which parents' cell divide into two individuals. In this fission, into two offsprings. Means two parts are formed after the fission or after the asexual reproduction. Some of the examples about binary fissions is amoeba, paramecium, then in amoeba paramecium the binary fission means how it is takes place in amoeba we are studied by considering a diagram which is about the amoeba binary fission. Now we draw the diagram. This is the amoeba. This is the nucleus of amoeba undergo fission, that is binary fission. When the binary fission takes place, the pseudopodia are divided. The pseudopodia, that is false legs of amoeba, are divided by to form the two individuals. Like this. Means one cell will have the two nuclei. That is type of this stage will form. After that it will divide like this to form a two amoeba new organism. So this type of the asexual reproduction takes place in amoeba under favorable conditions. Means the conditions at which they can easily reproduce by asexually. Then other examples about the fission we discussing here. Second one of fission types is multiple fission. Multiple fission, it is the division of parents into two or more number of offsprings are produced. That is second one, that is multiple fission. Multiple fission, it is the in this parent, in this fission, parents are divided into more number of individuals or more number of offsprings. That is called the multiple fission. Under unfavorable conditions, amoeba have carried out this type of the fission. So, in that, under unfavorable conditions, amoeba will form around their body, around their pseudopodia, a hard covering. a hard covering is formed around their body. Called encyst, and this process is called as the encystation. This is under unfavorable condition. When the amoeba is divided by multiple fission means under unfavorable conditions, at that time around their body a hard covering is formed, that is called the encyst, and the process is called the encystation. This encystation, after this formation, within their encyst, amoeba will divide by multiple fission, and after the fission, this encyst is ruptured. Encyst is ruptured after multiple fission. Multiple fission of amoeba or amoebae. So amoebae are, for amoeba is formation of many amoebae. This amoebae are called as the pseudopodiospores. After under unfavorable conditions, this amoebae or pseudopodiospores are come out after the rupturing of this encyst around them. This pseudopodiospores are developed into new amoeba. Developed into new amoeba. Means multiple fission is occurs under unfavorable conditions. They are forming a hard covering around them, that is called as encyst, and the process is called as encystation. After the encystation formation, there is the multiple fission. By multiple fission, the amoebae are formed or pseudopodiospores are formed. Then this encyst is ruptured and these pseudopodiospores are come out and producing a new amoeba. This process is called as sporulation. Sporulation means they are producing a type of spores. That's why it is called as sporulation. It is a type of spores are producing. Pseudopodiospores are producing. These pseudopodiospores are come out after the rupturing of encyst, or simply we can say the cyst. Then these are producing a new amoebae, and this process is called as the sporulation. After that, in next class we are discussing the other types of sexual reproduction, that is budding type. Okay.